Time now for Sid Teixeira. This is where I get 60 seconds to talk. Start the clock, please. Here's what's on my mind this morning. Time now for Toronto Raptors update. Hey, head coach Nick Nurse, what do you make of your team's effort lately?
Come on, man. No more effort. No more effort questions. Go ahead.
Okay. In other news, a member of the New Orleans Pelicans made some comments insinuating all is not good in the Raptors locker room. This is C.J. McCollum. And he said during a recent podcast that, quote, there's rumblings about certain players on the team not being happy. I think they're going to move someone at some point, end quote. A reminder that he did play with Gary Trent Jr. of the Raptors for a while in Portland, so that might be a source. Trade deadline is February 9th. And finally, reports yesterday suggested that Phoenix and Orlando could be interested in Fred VanVleet this offseason. He has a $22.8 million player option. If he declines it, he's a free agent. And aside from that, not much going on right now with the Toronto Raptors. Kidding. There's a lot going on with the Toronto Raptors right now. We're going to get Savannah Hamilton's going to come on momentarily. Let's give it another 30 seconds because we love Savannah. The other thing that's going on with the Raptors right now is going into their game last night against Milwaukee. They had been playing some pretty good basketball at a time of year approaching the trade deadline when a lot of people are screaming to the high heavens for the Toronto Raptors to actually make some trades. It's an odd time of year to try and win some games when you're close to tanking and getting better odds to get the first overall pick. However, last night in Milwaukee, it did not go their way. Without Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Milwaukee Bucks did beat the Toronto Raptors. And the Toronto Raptors right now, unless their starting five players are not in a good place, they don't win. Savannah Hamilton from Sportsnet has been kind enough to join us. Savannah, good morning. Great to see you. Never a dull moment with the Raptors right now. What is your lead with the Raptors? What's your most intriguing story with this team?
Yeah, Sid, honestly, the story I have for you is what now, what next? Because there's so many questions that happen around the Toronto Raptors right now. You know, there's trade deadline coming up, as you kind of mentioned, but there's also, you know, the team culture aspect. Is this team where they should be right now even? You looked at the past couple of wins here, or sorry, a loss and a win, and then against the Charlotte series, they got 3 in a row. It gave everybody some hope, and then you're like, okay. Then they drop one to the Bucks without a Giannis and without a few players there. So you have to kind of wonder what's happening now. And so you have to think, can they ride this one out? Or do they need to bring in a piece? A big problem that's been addressed throughout the season has been obviously a sharpshooter. They have Joe Wieskamp, who's just signed a second 10-day, but we haven't seen him play for the Raptors, although he has played for the San Antonio Spurs in the past. And another aspect that has to be addressed is also the center presence. Unfortunately, it's very glaring still. Obviously, health issues played a factor in the beginning of the season. I believe the last time I was on, we talked about that, Sid. But now it's about, okay, they have a full healthy roster. What can they do from here?
Savannah's doing a great job as a sideline reporter for the Raptors this season for Sportsnet. For those who don't watch every game, she's been great. Savannah, we got about 40 seconds left. Don't give me all your sources because I respect a journalist's integrity. But the notion that things are not well in the room, have you seen anything, no matter how big or small, that would lead you to believe there's meat on that bone? I
mean, listen. With any team that's not doing as well as they expected to do, you can't help but wonder if that's there's something there, right? Unfortunately, there has been some chatter, some stuff, and you can even see it on social media. I'm sure you can see as well. But at the same time, when you talk to the guys directly, they have nothing but respect for each other still. I talked to Scotty about how he's feeling. He said, no, everything's okay. Like, we're going to get through this. And, I talked to Fred, and Fred also said the same thing. Everything's great. Everything's cool. They just got to, at this point, sit down, lock in, and really focus on what they can control right now in the room. And that goes for on the court and off the court.
The Raptors right now, 11th in the Eastern Conference, trade deadline February 9th. It's getting interesting. Savannah, good stuff. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sid. You got me here at 5 a.m. because of the hour time difference.
Yes, Milwaukee time. You know what? That deserves some applause. 5 a.m. local for Savannah Hamilton. God bless, Savannah. I am not worth it. You're amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Only for you, Sid. Thank you.
Thank you. She's great. Follow her on Twitter. She's done a great job with Sportsnet this season. An intriguing one for the Toronto Raptors.